One of the most important things about a company like Wellington-Altus, really, the most important thing is empowering advisors to provide better service for their clients. And we always talk about, the value proposition has to be there for clients, it has to be there for advisors. Ultimately, if you go do acquisitions, it's got to be there for acquisition targets as well.
When you talk to advisors and you see their excitement, it is incredibly powerful. I was at one of their firm-wide advisor events a couple years ago, and just the overall advisor satisfaction and energy is just incredible. And it speaks to what's been built. It speaks to how they think about the advisor and the advisor's success. And it thinks about how they think about the long-term opportunity.
The firm's equity ownership culture is really unique and differentiated. We are big believers in equity ownership. We actually founded the employee stock ownership plan here in the US, the ESOP. And so when we see that practically everybody at the company owns equity and it's a big part of the value proposition, that's really important to us. And if you look at the rear view in terms of how the equity has grown over time, that we think should be really compelling to advisors, is that you can come over here, you can have a really good experience, and you can also hopefully generate, some wealth for yourself along the way through this equity ownership.
So now the advisors come over, they've hit the ground running, and then you think about platform. You think about technology, you think about tools, you think about resources, you think about how do we help grow organically? How do we help them from financial planning? How do we help them from a portfolio management standpoint? How do we help them from giving them more time back so they can spend it with clients? And that's where the relentless focus is. How can we make you, the advisor, successful so you can spend time with your client? And that's really what they want to be doing.
Ultimately, giving them the runway to be entrepreneurial, we think that's where companies like Wellington-Altus are really going to spike, because they've actually invested in those capabilities. They actually have a strategy for how to accelerate organic growth. We think the company's done a fantastic job of that so far. We think there's an opportunity to continue to accelerate it.